Germany has been helping Russia avoid sanctions, and the German people need to do something about it. Turkey is also one of these countries. The other five are Kazakhstan, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. And Germany is exporting their goods to these countries, which end up getting into Russia's hands, keeping the Russian economy afloat. I know a lot of people are worried about China helping Russia do it, but that's to be expected. But Germany, this is a surprise. Maybe they feel bad for backstabbing Russia during World War II. Kyrgyzstan and Georgia have by far seen a huge rise in their exports since the onset of the Ukraine war. And a huge chunk of the exports are motor vehicles and parts and machinery, exactly what Russia needs to keep the war machine going. This totals about $8 billion in 2023 of what Germany exported to these former Soviet states. And Germany exported a total of $1.68 trillion in 2023. That $8 billion is a drop in the bucket for Germany, but it is everything to Russia. Greece is also guilty of the same thing, as you could see their exports skyrocket right after Russia invaded Ukraine. Of course, the United Arab Emirates is the #1 hub for all of the exports to make their re-entry to Russia. And you could see with Kyrgyzstan and the other Soviet states, exports to the UAE has skyrocketed by far. I give full credit to Robin Brooks for pointing all of this information out. He's a great creator. You should really follow him on X. We all know that China and Iran have been exporting goods to Russia to keep them afloat, but Germany can export the highest tech. Even with all of this help, Russia is still on course to lose 500,000 troops by the end of this year. If Germany just stopped, so would Russia. America is not stupid. Out of the 6,500 satellites floating around in space, we have over 5,000 of them. And Germany would not make a move like this against America's policy because, let's just be honest, the EU is kind of trapped by their dependence on America. Like Robin Brooks suggested, we should make an example of one of these 5 Soviet states to make them so economically barren that no country would think of avoiding these sanctions. If America wanted to solve this problem, they could, but they're choosing not to. And in my opinion, and my opinion only, it's for much deeper and nefarious reasons. The United States, along with NATO, easily have the power to stop and take out any Russian threats in Ukraine. Last year, Russia was hanging on by a fingernail, and then, of course, the cowards in our American Congress stopped helping Ukraine as much as we should have. It gave Russia just enough time and resources to switch to a full wartime economy. And that allows the United States and NATO to start military spending like we did during the Cold War. Now, Ukraine houses one of the largest reserves of natural gas, which is what Europe and a lot of the world needs for basic energy. The war in Ukraine has created a great deal of profit for the oil and gas companies in the West. Now, the more intact Ukraine is whenever this conflict ends means that Ukraine can set more terms for how these gas contracts with the US will be conducted. The more destroyed and desperate Ukraine is means that they have no terms to set and they have to accept whatever America wants them to accept. There's the fact that even though Russia is in a wartime economy right now, they are losing personnel every single day. The number has totaled up to 1,500, totaling in already 500,000 losses. The United States has been helping this happen by merely sending Ukraine our decades-old equipment. My sad theory is that the West, or at least the powers that be in the West, want this war to go on longer. They don't want Russia to completely collapse, and they want Ukraine to be in a more desperate state so the West can do what they want. And for generations, the West will not have to contend with a strong, competent, and economically powerful Russia while generating a great deal of wealth from all of the energy and mineral resources in Ukraine. Last year, a lot of people were convinced that Russia was going to lose. Now it's looking more convincing that Ukraine will do it. And I believe that seesaw is going to continue teetering for the time being. While I'm not 100% convinced of this, I believe that a lot more aid and a lot more secret weapons are going to be released that will regain Ukraine's advantage during the election season. I'm talking September, October. If that doesn't happen in my time frame, then I think we're going to be stuck seeing this for years to come. My name is the Geo Hussar. I wish I could spin this in a more positive light, but right now, I just don't know how. Thanks for watching.